Gary here. You know, studies have shown when you ask a group of people, how many of you have goals, all their hands shoot up. And then when you ask how many have written goals, they all go down but a few. And we know from these studies that those who write goals down are much more likely to achieve these goals. So, you know, you wonder, why don't we do that? Well, it does start with a couple of really important factors. First, about how to even construct one that's going to work. So we use a little acronym called SMART, S-M-A-R-T, stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. So we'll start with each one. Specific, this is the who, what, where, when, and why of the goal. Measurable, a concrete criteria, how much, how many. Attainable, you got to start with an action verb, because you want to be attainable, you want some action to take place. Realistic, you know, you got to be willing and able. It can't be something that's beyond your reach. It can be a little bit beyond, but it can't be too far. And then finally, time-bound. If you don't put a timetable on it, it's not going to happen. There's nothing to get around. Now, we know that the brain is very powerful and can allow us to do great things. And there's several aspects to this. Number one, why write things down? Well, first you think about them, and then if you can then write them down, a couple things happen. It gets ingrained in your brain. The brain scientists tell us that your writing thumb is mapped to more of your brain than any other part of your body, up to 40%. So you're writing on your brain, really getting it engaged totally to do this. The other part of it is you can also speak your goals to someone who will support you. Now, you don't want to have someone who's going to throw cold water on you or just doesn't believe you can get something done. And so these acts of doing this start with actually writing it down. So let me give you some samples. So you're a young couple and you're out there in the world and you're starting off, and so you have a goal like this. Save $1,500 per month to purchase a starter home for $300,000 in Elk Grove Village, Illinois. Now you can expand it a little more to make it much more engaging emotionally, but we want to get all those elements in there, the SMART elements, and that goal does it. It's an action verb right up front, walking them right through that whole thing. Let's take somebody who's retired, maybe has grandchildren. Commit to 1 day per quarter with one grandchild at their location to do whatever would be a phenomenal day for them. You know, again, something that might be important to you, that you can really get both your heart, your emotions, and your brain around this thing to make it take place. But it does start with more than speaking it, but writing it down. Now, I wasn't a believer in this writing down thing until about 20 years ago, and started to do that. And the thing that I found, because I write goals every quarter, have been for this long, is that about 80% of them get accomplished every single quarter. It's just amazing. It takes place just by writing them down. And all of you out there are really struggling with lots of areas in your life. And I can say for sure, at least my experience is, you write this stuff down, at least 80% of it gets completed, and that's what I've seen from others who do that same thing. So writing them down, making them SMART goals, will really lead to getting a lot accomplished that you want to do, and keep you motivated and growing throughout your entire life, no matter where you are along that spectrum. Now, a couple smart things you can do. We've got 2 events coming up on September 17th and 18th. For those of you who want to domicile in Florida, come to our events. You can see the information here. It's really going to give you a lot of information to be able to help you achieve that particular goal. Secondly, by popular demand, we have on October 9th our Tech Night. We have the whole building here. We're going to have different places along different floors to see and go to different teaching venues that you can learn everything and anything you want to know about technology, or at least most of the stuff you said you're interested in. You know, please come. It'll really help you a lot in really dealing with the whole technology world and all the changes going on, again, along your lines to achieving your goals. So until next time, enjoy.